So OnlyFans made an absolutely mammoth mistake here. It was just a few days ago that they were taking away adult content from the platform, and it was a super Christian gray area of what they were taking off. No adult content, but nudity was still allowed. So maybe some nip slips, maybe a little bit of side vag and whatnot. But you know, basically if you're not going Han Solo, if there was anybody else in the shot with you, or the shot, it was completely out of the question. They immediately reverted this. They issued an apology to their content creators, but an apology simply isn't enough. They have made a mistake that they cannot come back from. And I'm going to explain exactly why, and also how this extends to us in the gaming community, especially you guys out there. I'm looking right at you. Let me turn up my lights a little bit so you can see me better. Especially you guys that want to be streamers and YouTubers, because I know a lot of people that watch my channel watch a lot of the tutorials I do about lighting and audio and photography and whatnot. You cannot treat content creators on your platform like this, and this apology, it seems genuine and sincere, but it makes people not trust them. Think about this. Your job fires you and then tells you the next day, hey, our mistake, actually, you can come back, please. You might continue to work there for a couple of weeks while you look for another job, but in the back of your mind, you're constantly going to be looking over your shoulder wondering, are they going to try and fire me again because I took a longer coffee break than I usually do? Or what are they going to look for to ban me next time? It's the same thing with a lot of these gaming platforms like Twitch that have double standards when it comes to their TOS or terms of service. What some streamers and other streamers can get away with when they do virtually the same thing, but the outcomes are different. Same thing on YouTube. When there are entire channels doing one kind of content, for example, we'll say jailbreaking Fire Sticks, you know, Amazon Fire Sticks to run Kodi on them and whatnot. Another YouTube channel makes one video tutorial about them and gets a strike or warning. You know, things like that make you wonder, hey, do I want to continue to be on this platform? These creators here, they have other platforms to go to now, but like they mentioned here, like this young lady here, she's a former intensive care unit nurse that now makes $200,000 a month on OnlyFans. Quit being a nurse and went full-time OnlyFans, and she said it didn't even start as like full-blown like sexual content. It was just like some risque bikini photos and whatnot. They don't really feel safe there anymore. And think about it, if enough of their major content creators jump platform, it's going to be the same thing we saw with Vine. Where is Vine? Nowhere. We have TikTok now, which I don't know how I feel about that, but last week OnlyFans announced that it would ban sexually explicit content, which we covered as an incredibly gray area. And they were going to start that October 1st. Pretty scary, right? Not because it's Halloween month, but because they're banning your favorite sensual platform. After creators and the public reacted with anger and confusion, given that sex workers largely helped build the app, not largely, about 99% of the growth that that platform had was from adult content. If you want to watch cooking tutorials, foodnetwork.com streams their content. If you want to see tutorials, you go to YouTube to learn pretty much anything. You need to install a new oil filter on your Toyota Camry, literally watch a YouTube video. A hard day at work and you want to, you know, grab the wild goose and squeeze his neck, wring his neck, so to speak, you go on to OnlyFans. That's primarily what the platform is for. So when they say that they're going to take away their primary means of content, that'd be like YouTube saying, well, we can do live streams and written posts now, but as far as video content, all your videos are going to be made unlisted. Thank you to everyone for making your voices heard. The company tweeted on Wednesday, we've secured assurances necessary to support our diverse creator community and have suspended the plan October 1st policy change. So that word right there, suspended, kind of makes me think in the back of my head, you know, I got suspended from school one time and I was able to come back. This idea could come back. They're not expelling this idea. It's suspended, which means they could bring this back whenever the actual cause for it in the first place comes back, which was the fact that they said they couldn't find investors or they were having difficulty with their banking solution. They didn't need financial assistance because their net worth was over $1 billion and last year's income was over $1 billion as well. So the platform was doing just simply lovely without outside external investors. Journalist over here knew the definition of gaffe either, but this gaffe highlights how dismissive social media, which also extends to online entertainment, such as YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook gaming, companies can be to the creators on their platform, and how pearl clutching, you know, corporate America still is about sex and sex work, that it's still kind of viewed as taboo or risque. When companies, investors, and banking companies are scared to mingle with a company like OnlyFans, even though they're super lucrative, which should be what matters. They're net income's like $1 billion a year, but yet they're more concerned with how they made that money because it's dirty and it's immoral. This is temptations of the flesh and whatnot. So that's what they're talking about there with pearl clutching. Just a lot of, you know, Bible thumping boomers standing on the street corners, basically swinging picket signs saying, you know, hell no, we won't go. Turn around once, your mom was a hoe. And they just don't like what they do over there at OnlyFans. According to those initial reports, OnlyFans had been struggling to find investors because of how popular sex and nudity are on its platform. Again, like I mentioned, that's their primary means of entertainment on that platform. But struggling to find investors, it makes me wonder what they needed investors for, because it was the content creators that were providing the service, so to speak, that was earning for the platform. These changes are to comply with the requests of our banking partners. It's primarily because of their banking partners wouldn't let transactions go through. So it's not investors. It's just that like Visa and MasterCard, the major, you know, they actually take payment for their subscriptions, were saying they didn't like the dirty platform and that they weren't going to support it. So they were trying to figure out, well, how do we actually get money into this platform? How do we receive payment? Obviously, that is not the case if they are retracting that change. The bureaucratic language made it clear. The company prioritizes growing fiscally and did not consider the damage the move would have to its creators, monetarily and emotionally. Treat this like a job. Some people actually go to school or work full time, and then they spend an additional 30 to 40 hours on YouTube trying to build a community, trying to actually interact with people that enjoy their content and whatnot. It's the same thing on OnlyFans. Just because I'm not slinging mayonnaise around my room or anything, just because I'm reading the gaming news and then hanging out with you guys talking cryptocurrency and playing video games and stuff like that. But anyway, the emotional aspect is you've put so much time into it, like into the platform. Don't feel like you have job security there. And right here, this was not for a good reason or anything. It's not like they did anything against terms of service or anything. They were changing their rules all of a sudden to be like, It didn't care or consider that many of its top earning sex workers would probably flee the platform, which already happened, and they are not coming back. Even though they changed this, you know, a day and a half to 2 days after saying they were going to make this change, people don't feel safe there. Because like I mentioned, just because you were fired and then they're like, actually come back, please. You're going to work there till you find a better job, or in this case, a better platform to host your content, but you're not going to feel safe at that job because you're going to think they're going to fire you again for some stupid ass reason, jeopardizing the company's reputation and ironically, its financial future. And that truly is the ultimate irony there, is that they were doing all this to satisfy the investors and the banking institutions, but now they're not going to have the same financial income because they're actual content creators that were, you know, showing the chocolate starfish and doing the Dutch rudders to each other are not going to be doing it on their platform anymore. Interesting. And these aren't just like low quality, like, you know, a couple rolling around with poor lighting and, you know, recorded on their cell phone. Yeah, there's some of that on OnlyFans, but a lot of these people are making full length adult films, like what you would get from a porn studio and whatnot. But it's a lot safer for them because they can do it from the security of their home without having to go through some kind of disgusting agency or some kind of or site that would probably take advantage of them, take a huge cut of the money that they're earning, considering they're actually doing the deed, creating the content. A lot of these companies, you know, take advantage of these people too, like, you know, group castings and shit like that if they want a job there. So it's kind of a safer option for them. But a lot of these people here are really well educated and they know what they're doing. It's like a strategic business move for them. It's like being a YouTuber, except their giblets are hanging out. So we're going to hear from this very nice lady here. I don't know much about her, but I will be researching extensively on my own free time, off stream for sure.
I had an Instagram and I had a small following, and I did, you know, just like kind of some racier photos, bikini images. I would do some beer reviews. I had kind of a personality, I would say, online, like a blogger.
So nothing crazy there, just some bikini photos and whatnot. And she also did some commentary, some beer reviews, stuff like that. So not like just straight up getting her tits slapped around or anything like that. And then it kind of evolved because she saw how lucrative it was, enough to where it was paying far more than her nursing job, which, by the way, in case you guys don't know, nurses work 12-hour shifts. It's super high intensity, especially because what she did was ICU, which is intensive care unit. So basically people coming in with burns, gunshot wounds, when she can just literally grab her husband by the baloney and work from home and make $200K a year. Why would she not, right? That's my opinion.
I mean, I wasn't an adult star or anything like that. This was just strictly me and a camera phone. We have our first month surpassing my nursing income, which was a really eye-opener because here I was at home with my kids, my husband, and having the flexibility and creating content and making more than I was as a nurse.
Flexibility. I don't doubt it, but I will discover it myself as I do dive deep into her channel to investigate the content that she's pushing.
With very little effort. We are definitely pushing over 200,000 a month.
I'll get back to you guys on that. I'll do a little bit of research. I'll put on my lab coat and grab my beakered cup and do some experiments and whatnot, and we'll get to the bottom of that. We'll see how the pH balance is on that article for sure.
OnlyFans is really the top dog, and that is where most creators are. We don't really want to be at the mercy of a company or a platform that is changing so much drastically with little notice for us, especially if that's how this goes down. We deserve an explanation. We deserve to be treated fairly in that sense.
I just kind of want to bring what happened with OnlyFans over to the gaming realm, because they kind of do correlate. It's an online entertainment platform. Granted, one's adult and one's not so adult. Or is it? We've all heard of hot tub streams on Twitch and whatnot. There's body painting on Twitch where they start out completely nude, minus occasionally they'll have the grace to slap on a couple of pasties over the niblets. A lot of those aren't even age restricted. Like, I just walked into like a lot of those streams where they were doing some crazy shit, like, you know, clapping, standing ovation in a handstand, not using their hands, if you know what I mean. And it didn't once prompt me to, you know, if I was 18 or older or anything like that. At least OnlyFans had like security measures in place where it wasn't really supposed to be aimed for non-adult viewers and whatnot. The thing is, OnlyFans is backpedaling, but it's too little too late. And now a good portion of their big earners, such as that ex-nurse that is earning earning herself 200K, which you have to consider they're getting a big cut of as well. They're not going to get these people back, or if they do continue to work on OnlyFans in the meantime, they're looking for another platform. It's kind of like working at Activision Blizzard right now. Yeah, you might produce Call of Duty titles under their name, but you're looking for another developer house.